Table or truth?
Mike Tyson show?
Yeah, you ever watch Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson? Honestly, to be fair, he's got a lot of good like things that come out of his head. Now, granted, half the time he's toking it up. I'm not judging him for that. I'm just saying he's just kind of chilling there, relaxing, and
it was talking about this, and I thought he did a good job with that.
Yeah, the Mike Tyson. Yeah, like I really respect a lot of his profound existential thoughts about the human condition. He had one of the greatest quotes that I've ever heard that's actually very inspiring to me. When he finished his fight with Roy Jones Jr. a couple of years ago, right? He was either 54 or 56, I don't remember. And if you ever see his training videos before that fight, he looks just as fast and superhuman as he did in his 20s, which was crazy.
You were talking about this.
Yeah, and so reporters, in their blockheaded, callous way, almost dissuade him from his potentiality and said, well, at your age, aren't you kind of worried about, injuries and stuff? And Mike Tyson said something like, hey, listen, like before we had calendars and revolutions around the sun because of Julius Caesar, nobody knew what age was. Nobody knew really their age. We just knew energy. And I know what you're doing. I know you're saying, well, technically people knew how old they were. Yeah,
no,
fine.
It wasn't that.
The idea.
It makes no sense because.
No, it makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't, because he's 54.
Is he 54?
Yeah. Isn't that what you said?
54 or 56, yeah.
Okay, when he had this fight, the reporters asked him this question, and he's talking about Roman time, when men didn't get past 37.
That's not true. How do you prove that?
What
every cadaver you can carbon 14 it?
The lifespan of people back in the Roman days?
On average, there was more deaths, but that doesn't mean that people couldn't live to be 80.
Well, you don't remember the
They didn't just.
plague Roman through
They didn't
Europe?
just. Yeah, but if you didn't get hit by a black plague and you had an immune system, it doesn't mean that it's probably harder to make it through. But it's not to say that you couldn't have made it to old age at 80. I'm not saying there was a lot of them, but I don't know why this seems to be like people just like, no, everybody died at 30, and I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people did die at 30 because naturally there wasn't any antibiotics and stuff. But then if I think about it too, there was less natural pollutants in the atmosphere. The foods were probably more organic. They probably were way more jacked than we were, and their immune systems were better. So there was a little bit of a balance there. But yes, if you did suffer a wound or something, there was probably a better chance of you dying of gangrene. However, I do think people were more badass back then physically. So I think there was a balance. I don't think people just died at 30. Like everybody's like, oh, well, most people. Prove it. I don't see it.
With carbon dating.
By all means, I'd love to see that. Send me an article where the majority of cadavers that lived in Vesuvius were all 30.
I shouldn't have to do that.
You're right.
That's not how science works. You prove me wrong.
I don't need to. I don't need to because you can't. Your claim is actually based on an assumption that I'm like.
It's not based on an assumption.
It's not an assumption.
Well, so
it's based on science.
Where's the word cited?
You want to disprove what science is saying. It's up to you. The onus is on you, not on me.
No, because where's the works? Okay, let's look it up right now. Because you obviously read this somewhere. So where is it cited? Right. That's what I'm pointing out. If arguing
about the onus, and I'm telling you, and Tyson agrees.
Sounds like you're just being lazy, but right.
Yeah. And you said that you guys aren't skeptics. What exactly are you doing right now, being a skeptic?
I'm being a skeptical truth seeker.
He's a skeptic.
I'm a skeptical truth
I'm
seeker.
about truth and facts.
That's not what you guys are doing.
Proof people died young in the ancient world. I don't know how I looked this up on the internet. You obviously saw this before, so maybe you can give me some key words. Right? I mean, that's not asking much, right? Let's see. Proof people died young in the... And the irony is, I think people are missing the point here. The point is that Mike Tyson was celebrating the idea that energy is what really gives you health. You sound like a couple friends of mine from Providence who are like, oh, never mind. In the ancient world.
What was the average lifespan?
Yeah, where do you get this?
44 BC.
Look at this. The first thing I got, ironically, if I go on the internet, I don't know what to believe because of deepfake. At a website called aeon.com, right?
What?
Think Everyone died young in the ancient societies. Think again. That's the first thing that came
Tell me
out.
again what the site's called.
AEON.co. If you type in,
how do we know the validity of that site?
how do I know the validity of what you're saying? I don't know. I'm trying to research it.
Publications. Hold that.
Where? What are the key words? I
Go
wrote.
to Google Scholars.
I wrote proof people died.
Google Scholars.
I can't trust Google Scholars. You know why? Because, well, you guys are going to hate me. They were wrong about the vaccine foolproof on that thing. So what am I supposed to believe here, right? Proof people died young in the ancient world. That's all I typed in Google. They should be able to give me the appropriate articles. I don't know what the big deal is here. Let's see.
You're asking who's valid. I'm telling you.
Anthropology magazine.
What was the average lifespan in ancient history?
Look, Anthropology
You're
magazine.
Just looking up what makes
Variation
your
over time.
argument
No,
work.
no, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you
I
are.
look.
You don't know the validity
Look,
of that site.
Proof people died young in the ancient world. I don't care who it is. Give me the first 5 articles, right?
Okay, here you go.
But you're
All
not
right,
looking.
so
You're the one who's always talking about fake news shit. How do you know that?
How do I know what
What?
Google Scholars is telling me? I'm not even getting an actual link.
what was the average
You'd think it would be the
lifespan
first thing on there.
You did
in
Google
ancient
Scholars. You just
All right, let's look up
In
Google
the-
Scholars.
in the
All right, let's see what happens.
Neolithic, it was 20 to 30. In the Bronze and Iron Age, it was 26. In classical Greece, it was 25 to 28. In ancient Rome, it was 20 to 33.
How long did people live in the ancient world? Okay, Google Scholars, how long did people live in the ancient world? Is that good enough? Let's take a look. If
I just told you.
all right, ancient world, you said.
I heard you.
I have to see it with my own damn eyes. And by the way, I'd like to know why those articles seem to be the first on the food chain when I type in Google. Give me some legit shit on this, right? Because I'm trying to seek the truth.
Did you see?
Okay, so
I
where are
got
you?
this from Google.
Okay, Google, which I guess I trust. I mean, I don't know. So
I
far,
don't know why you do.
you're right. So then why am I looking at Google Scholars, right?
Because they're scholarship articles by published professors who were funded. Their research is backed.
So you've
People,
researched
in order to
this.
be published, you have to have clout. It has to be reputable, and it has to be repeatable.
Because it's
So
not
you're
a
gonna tell me
members
again
only
why You
club.
don't trust a scholarship article, but you're going to trust aeon.com.
Because it's let me guess, because it's not a members only club, just like in the
You're the one
astrophysics
who's always
community,
talking about
right?
fake news shit. Tell
Yeah.
me how you know that's not.
Well, because I'm not
You
convinced
don't.
yet.
You can't.
You can't prove that these Aeon.com's fake news, though, can
I
you?
just told you.
All right, let's hear what you have to say.
We're going to talk
What?
about the
You didn't-
onus.
I just told you. Now you want me to go?
You do realize that higher academia is a giant clique, right? Like a lot of it has to do more with like viewpoints that if you get off the narrative, like Einstein did back in the day, you're considered a loon unless it's proven by the laws of physics. Same thing with, ironically, I know you're going to get pissed, but the whole vaccine stuff. So like, it's hard to say what's absolute in higher academia.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, you're not doing a good search.
Well, that's because Google's a shitty source for it.
Then stop looking at Google.
Then why am I looking at Google Scholars? It's like a moot point. All right, where did you find? Can you send me a link on that, bro?
Please do. Please do.
Yeah. Okay. I still don't know why this is such a. Let's like hate this idea that people actually live longer in the ancient world.
Greece and Rome, scientists estimated the average life expectancy was just 20 to 35 years.
Because of
Thanks to modern medicine and improved hygiene, these numbers have more than doubled, with Americans living to about 78.6 years on average.
yeah. So how's that different from what I said from the beginning? Because I said because of antibiotics, people are going to naturally live longer. What I'm
No,
saying is
You were saying you don't believe that they didn't live longer.
no, I didn't
That's
say
exactly
that
what
actually.
you
I
Yes,
said
you
I
did.
said I believe that there were humans that could live to be 80. I believe there was probably a few of them
So
that
when
were able
there's
to do
an
it.
average, that means there are outliers
Yeah.
from the mean.
Well, guess what? I'd rather take the faith that the human potentiality has the ability to live to be 80. That was my point, right? I'd rather be an outlier if everybody else is an idiot, like, or just doesn't live long. I mean, like, if everybody wants to not live long, fine. I'd rather be the outlier. Call me crazy. Professor Peterson, okay, my chemistry professor, but let me look him up. Listen to this, Tyson. He was the world's strongest senior citizen as of, I think it was 5 years ago. At 80 years old, he could deadlift 610 pounds. I believe it was 610. I'm going to look him up right now so you know I'm not full of shit. Okay? He's an outlier. Guess what? I'd rather follow a guy like him, right? When they
that doesn't mean that people in ancient times were able to live that long, which is the point you were
No,
trying
people
to
were
make.
able. That was the point. That
But-
not everybody.
But not that many.
Yeah, I said that from the start.
That means you're putting the onus on you.
Yeah,
You don't have
I
to
said.
prove anything.
Well, actually, I did because
No, you didn't.
I said
Thank
from
you,
the
Tyson. Thank you. Very quickly, because he doesn't listen.
because I'm using an irrational point
Do
here.
you know how this started?
Yeah, because I just simply said from the start that I realized a lot of people died from
That's not how it started.
sickness. But at the end of the day,
You don't even know how this started.
Mike Tyson.
Right. What,
Yeah.
what about Mike Tyson?
I was simply celebrating, and I still don't understand why I'm the bad guy here. That he said, people didn't measure, age based on years in the ancient world. I was like,
Right.
and I said, and I added, because it's all on record here, right? We can always replay the podcast. And I said, well, that may be not necessarily absolute, okay? At the end of the day, the theme, which is all that fucking matters, is that he was saying energy is really the key. And I was like, man, that's deep.
And
I don't know why that's such a bad
my
idea.
retort was that he was talking nonsensical
Okay.
because him being 54 or
Yeah.
53 when he
Yeah.
had the fight, and this is the time we're talking about,
Yeah.
he would not have been alive back in the ancient world.
We don't
at
know
54.
that.
Yes, we do.
We don't, because
Yes,
you're talking.
we do.
He's an
He's just-
outlier by definition.
No, he's not. The average age is 78.
Oh my
No.
God. Okay.
He's not an outlier.
He's an outlier because of who he is. He's built like a bloody superhuman.
Yeah, he
Okay.
trained for that
He actually
his whole
fought.
life.
By the way, just to reinforce my facts here, he fought when he fought his prize fight against.
Buster Douglas.
No, not Buster
No,
Douglas.
let's talk.
No. Wait, let's talk about Trevor Berbick first. When he first won his world title,
Yeah.
I believe he was suffering from a case of some sexually transmitted disease that was making him feverish that night.
You believe. What,
Okay,
why
let's
do you
look it
think
up.
that?
Let's look it up.
Why do you think
All
that?
right, let's look it up. Jeez.
So basically, you're saying he won on his deathbed. Is that
He
what you're
won
saying?
because he's so insanely,
Because he was
superhumanly
delirious because
fit.
He had an STI that
Okay, Mike Tyson, STD fight night. Let's see if we can find something. Good God.
And he's your hero.
No, I didn't say he was my hero. I admired
No,
his
apparently
propensity.
Andrew Tate is his hero. Apparently.
See, apparently, I don't know where that came from because I never actually said I liked Andrew Tate, did I? I said I just wanted to learn about him. Okay, story of Mike Tyson's most incredible knockdown.
Fascinates you for
Sports-
reasons I fail to understand.
I didn't. Why? Because he's on
Okay,
TV?
Maybe it's not that he fascinates you. Maybe it's that the interest people have in him fascinates you.
Yeah, I'm curious why people think he's a fan. I don't know. I don't know.
Because they're incels.
Okay, but you realize that it's a double-edged sword here unless somebody gets the truth.
But not being able to have sex when you want to.
All I know is that Andrew Tate
There's
is...
no involuntary.
Yeah, but I'm not even defending the guy. I just said that, he was... all I know is that he's hated by half the world, and I do know that there's some...
Women make up half the global population.
Right, and yet at the same time, there is something that... Well, no, not even. There's a lot of guys I know that don't like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, because they're intelligent beings.
Okay, but that's... If they're... I don't understand. The point is, if that was... All right, let me go back to this first. Good God. Okay, so Mike Tyson, right, in an STD. The story behind Mike Tyson's most incredible knockout. Okay, this is thesportsbible.com. Now, I don't know if it's because it's the Bible of sports or what, but I'm going to assume that their news is not that fake. But apparently, let's see, he was age 20, and he was fighting Trevor Berbick, so I was right. So when I said I believe, I was correct about this. Not that it matters.
No. STD.
Yeah, no, it's
We
getting
didn't
there.
argue
It's
about
getting
who
there. It's
was
getting
fighting.
there, right? Mission accomplished. His opponent, Jamaican WC title holder Trevor Berbick, probably knew he was in for a rough night. Tyson later admitted he had contracted the sexually transmitted disease gonorrhea in the buildup. I was too embarrassed to go to the doctor at the time, so I just had to endure the pain. Okay, my point is, anybody that can do that in a prize fight is a freak of nature. I'm not agreeing with the fact he got an STD.
Bingo, a freak of nature,
Right.
not the norm.
You're right.
Falls outside the norm. In
Exactly.
other words, an outlier. Just
Yes.
like the 80-year-old people that you're talking about
Yeah.
lived in the Roman times or the ancient Greek
Yeah,
times.
which means that
They
they're
were outliers. They were not the norm.
yeah, but that's my whole point. That was my point from the beginning of the conversation. Most people might have died young, but their human body still has the ability to do that.
Yeah, but there were so many things taking
So-
them out that not many people lived that long.
But that's what I
And
said
you
from the
can't demonstrate
beginning.
that scientifically.
That's what I said from the beginning.
Not really.
So I don't get it.
You're just arguing to argue.
Except that we can replay what I just said, and it's actually there. Like it's all there on tape. Like I actually said that. So I guess we all agree that most people wouldn't live that long in the ancient world.
That's
Right.
That's not the point you were making.
And then in
Tyson,
theory,
would you agree with me? That's not the point he was making.
No, well, particularly when you were talking about the ancient world, when we said that, we mentioned 35. As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
I believe I said
I was like,
35,
yeah, they didn't have penicillin.
No, you said we were wrong.
no, I didn't say you're wrong. I just was like,
Yeah, we. What proof did you have? We've
Well-
heard this for decades.
yeah, but then I added like
Oh my
like the
God.
people die young. I get that, but like what I'm saying is that the stereotype that people just assumed that people just live to be
It
35.
was an assumption on our part.
Yeah.
There's scientific.
Backing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you.
Okay.
All right, next
Well,
topic.
You agree with us now.
No, I agreed with you then. It was just obviously there's a misconstruence of the communication because obviously egos are flashing here.
On your part.
You can throw it.
because
No,
you
you
and
can.
I understood.
No,
We understood perfectly together.
or you
So
didn't
there's
comprehend
something-
what I said. Either way, but like I agreed with you. Like I was like, yeah, that's true.
Then why were you arguing?
I never was. I was
Yes,
simply
you
saying that Mike Tyson is like he's a freak in nature, and people in the ancient world apparently could have lived to be longer than 35. That's it.